This video is going to be a look at the Steelers' offense from the preseason, really focusing on the 5 possessions that Kenny Pickett and most of the first-team offense guys have played. They look very smooth and efficient. Everyone seems very comfortable with their role. I'm just going to comment on and then show some film to talk about at least 3 aspects of what I've seen in the preseason. Third down efficiency, or third down brilliance, really. Attacking multiple coverages. It's not like people are showing them vanilla coverages. I've seen them be faced with multiple coverages and attack them quickly. It's almost like they know the coverage is coming, to be honest with you. The physicality of the run game, guys seem really committed to blocking for each other. The ball's spread around. I guess that's the 4th element. Multiple first-team guys are touching the football, making plays. And then the jet sweep stuff with all the complementary plays. Look, the first-team offense is 5 for 5. 5 touchdowns in the preseason. Big test coming up with the 49ers. I think the early season schedule for the Steelers, prior to playing the Ravens, at least because I'm a Ravens fan, so obviously I hope the Ravens win that game. But I think the early season schedule is favorable for them, although the 49ers is a huge test. The Steelers have overwhelmed defenses in the preseason, their first-team guys, against the Bills, Falcons, and Bucks. Focus on some specific things. Like I said, the first element that we're going to focus on is third downs and how quickly Kenny Pickett is making reads and getting the ball out. This is a third down versus the Bucks in the preseason. I think you've got basically a version of cover 3 here with a strong safety to the bottom side dropping down. Pickett throwing the ball extremely well, moving to his right or to his left. I think this safety is dropping down. Here you got a flat defender, hash defender, and another flat defender. That's your 4 underneath. And then up to the top, Zion McCollum is basically man, but he's taking a zone turn while looking at the quarterback, which to me says cover 3. But in any case, Jaylen Warren slips out of the backfield. You can see the cover 3 delineation. Johnson brings the ball back, brings a route back. Kenny Pickett's kind of already let go of the ball, perfectly delivered. I forget who it was said it in the comments section. They're so right that Kenny Pickett looks comfortable throwing to his right or to his left, which is somewhat rare, even at the NFL level, to be that smooth and that accurate, at least so far this year. A trip switch concept on third down versus a cover 2 by the Bills. And again, now this one moving to his right, hitting the throw at the top of the numbers, near the top of the numbers to get the first down. Pretty cool the way they do this out of 11 personnel, having the tight end inverted as the number 2 receiver, receiver as the number 3 receiver, the inside guy. They switch them back, getting the tight end up the seam. And it's also a nice job, and I said this earlier by in a different video, by George Pickens, of basically hedging this corner further outside to create a little bit more space for the receiver between the number 1 defender, the corner, and then the seam defender or the guy defending between the top of the numbers and the hash. And then you got man on third down. And I've seen 3 instances this preseason where Pickett identifies man, kind of looks at the safety to either hold him or some people say look him off. Sometimes he's just confirming what the safety is or is not doing. And then he just takes the one-on-one up to the top side. Whether it's Deontay Johnson, whether it's George Pickens, he trusts those guys. You'll see 2 examples of it in this video. Another third down and long, like I said, and you got man coverage, and he's going up top. Beating multiple coverages, if you ask me. This is a snag flat concept in cover 3. You're going to get motion that kind of parlays it or delays it a little bit. Snag flat, this defensive end is going to do a nice job getting out into the flat, but they're seeing multiple coverage. This isn't a situation where, they're seeing vanilla coverages, things are easy for them. No, teams are playing legitimate regular season style defenses in terms of the coverages they're throwing at him. Kenny Pickett's getting the ball out quick. In the case of this one, it's a short game, but it's very efficient. Nothing about this looks hurried at all. From the 5 possessions that I've seen, nothing about it seems like suddenly the Steelers' offensive line, their position players, Kenny Pickett, is going to be under more pressure because suddenly they're in the regular season. This looks legit. Cover 2, actually it's the first play of the game, I believe. Like a space concept, some people call it diamond or whatever. You're getting 2 guys out into the flats. Freiermuth is to the trip side, to the top side. He's going to settle in the middle of the field. And then these little deeper curl or hook concepts by Pickens and Johnson. You got their main personnel group out here. Quick decision again versus a cover 2. Why am I showing you the different coverages? Well, I showed you how good they look on third down in a small sample size. Of course, they've only played 5 possessions. How efficient and quick Kenny Pickett is identifying the coverages. He's being taught extremely well, obviously, because he appears to know the coverages based on certain things. Sometimes it's player width, sometimes it's safety depth, where the safeties are, how they're stacked or layered. Against the Falcons, again, you're going to get man down here to the bottom side, and he's going to go up top. This is the unbelievable catch that George Pickens makes down near the bottom of the screen. Look, everything's accurate from Pickett. All the routes are crisp, and they give him options to create space for one guy or the other. So that if he doesn't choose a particular guy, he can take another one. So let me explain what I mean. He goes to Pickens up top. Great catch. Cool. He also has Freiermuth on this kind of climb concept. It's man. Presumably the safety would, go with that. Third potential option, or another potential option, is off of Freiermuth's climb route, you've got the X receiver running the drag late. And since it's man, all this space down here is going to be cleared out. The ball's already out. The protection is pretty damn good, except for Warren is letting his guy off the top side, so maybe you wouldn't have time to work further in the progression than I'm talking about. But the point is, these things are built in for Pickett to work through the progressions quickly. In some of these cases I'm showing you, he's getting the ball out quick to the first read or maybe the second, but looks super good to me. I think this is after a turnover, or maybe this is after Calvin Austin's punt return, big punt return, but I could be wrong. It's touchdown to Freiermuth. This is quarter half, I think, by the Bills. Could be cover 2 sink up to the top side, but in any case, it's a 2 high safety look. Matt Milano's on the field. He's going to get depth, kind of like a Tampa 2 technique, and he's going to run with Freiermuth. This safety gets occupied by another route up to the top side. I think that could be the quarter half side. Some people call it cover 6. But in any case, look at when Pickett decides to throw this ball. He's got Milano with his back turned, Freiermuth running here. Pickett throws this ball onto the space, but he throws it back shoulder. I think that's intentional. I think he's trying to throw it to keep it away from the safeties or away from Milano's body, because Milano, even though his back was turned, has inside leverage right here, and Pickett's throwing it away from that. I think that's super high level awareness, if you ask me. All right, in the run game, physical. Guys are getting after defenders and blocking for each other. There looks like a level of commitment to what they're doing, meaning the O-line, tight ends, receivers. There looks like a level of commitment to blocking for each other that allows them to execute at a higher level. That's kind of me making an inference. But guys really seem to be getting after it in the run game. The jet sweep stuff is a foundational element of what Matt Canada does. You have complementary plays off of it. This is one of them. The run action back against the grain of the jet sweep, against the flow of it. Najee Harris has been a beneficiary as well. Jaylen Warren had a super preseason. In terms of spreading the ball around, it applies to the run game as well. As a Ravens fan, I'm not glad to see Jaylen Warren develop in this way, but it's really cool. I mean, a guy came on the scene last year, had a great game, I thought, against the Ravens in Week 17, and he's just kind of expanded upon it here in the preseason. I have no idea what all the stuff was between Najee Harris and what he did or didn't say. I don't care. The dude and Jaylen Warren is 2 talented running backs, guys that can make plays and are making plays in the preseason. I don't see any reason why those things wouldn't flow through and follow over into the regular season if the O-line blocks as well as they have been, and Matt Canada makes the right calls to the correct side. I believe that Kenny Pickett is checking the side on a couple of run plays that I've seen earlier this season. And then the last thing, besides spreading the ball around, Pickens, Harris, Johnson, Freiermuth, Jaylen Warren, the jet sweep stuff with Calvin Austin is going to be interesting. I talked about it in another video that I did early in the preseason. The complementary plays that Canada has built off of it. Some people don't like it at the NFL level. Fine, no problem. But what it can do is it doesn't force the quarterback to make 5, 6, 7 correct swing decisions on each drive. And that's just what the nature of what NFL quarterbacks have to do. Don't get me wrong. But some of these complementary plays that Canada has built in, they're kind of, I don't want to say dummy plays, but they're plays by which Pickett and the offense can get free yards. Pickett doesn't have to figure anything out. like a regular NFL quarterback on those plays. That's not a slight towards Pickett. That's a compliment towards Canada's offense because he has another element to it that is almost quarterback free. You can execute it, and guys can make plays just because of the nature of the motion. You saw the Jalen Warren touchdown back against the jet sweep motion. There's the split zone concept off of it. You don't generally see a bunch of play action passes off that jet sweep motion. But look, the 49ers are going to be a big test just because I think this offense is legit. And that's just me going with my eyes. Trust in my eyes that things look efficient, smooth. Nobody looks stressed at all by what they're seeing. Nobody looks surprised. That could change against the 49ers with or without DeMeco Ryans. That 49ers defense is going to be strong, fast, and physical, and they believe in themselves. I mean, look, in the NFC title game last year, they were battling defensively like they still thought they could win the game. The rest of the world knew they couldn't, but that 49ers defense believes. So I guess we'll find out real quick if Steelers offense is for real. They're surely going to have some relative weaknesses be revealed over the course of a 17-game season, but I think they're for real. They look like it to me so far. And it's more than just the players, which is just a collection of talent that the front office has acquired. They look molded into a cohesive unit to me. That's what I think I'm seeing. I might be wrong. I'm willing to trust my eyes and be wrong. And there's a part of me as a Ravens fan that wants to be wrong, but my eyes tell me one thing, and I have to be truthful towards that when I'm trying to make film study videos. So appreciate you guys' time. If you checked the video out this long, please let me know in the comment section what you liked, what you didn't like. I only showed 13 plays, maybe 14. I wasn't going to have a 40-minute video. I've produced 2 40-minute previews this week for the Ravens-Texans game and the Lions-Chiefs Thursday night football game. So trying to keep some of the content sub 12 minutes is my goal for the rest of the week. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other Steelers fans, NFL fans in general, would enjoy this content, enjoy this film study look at the Steelers offense, please consider grabbing a link to this video and sharing it on social media to help this content get more reach.